and I feel so sleepy. I'm wondering, it's around 3 o'clock. I think I've noticed this time before that I just get so tired. I just want to fall asleep, and it's hard to hold my eyes open. And I was going to go over here and lay down on the couch because I'm so exhausted, you all. And I know I can't be the only person. See, I was going to lay over here down on the couch, and I said, I'm not going to lay on the couch. I'm going to get up. I'm going to find out if anyone else is feeling sleepy. Are you feeling sleepy, you all? Because something's going on. Hello. Yeah, something's going on. It could be something in the air that's making people very tired without any energy. You're kind of feeling lethargic and stuff like that. Hello. For days now, you are looking at, and you took an hour nap. I was sitting here looking at my laptop right here. Well, that's me. I thought, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to look at my laptop. And, but no, I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep, you all, because then that keeps me from doing things. You're brutally tired the last week and can hardly get anything done. Lack of sun, cold, and blah outside, and dark too soon. Well, that's kind of like a seasonal depression thing, like that. It is, and I'm normally not one who goes through that. I'm not. And because I'm not depressed, but it is kind of gloomy out. Just like look at dreary skies. And of course, this morning it was very blah. It was, there's something in the air. There really is. There's something in the air, and it's causing whatever it's causing, you all. It is, and it does. It makes me just want to lay down there. I want to lay down, and I just want to go to sleep. And then if I do, I know I'm going to be stuck in a deep sleep, so I'm not going to go to sleep. And you're super tired, and you can't stay awake for the last 2 days. Wow. So let me do this. That's right. So this is what I'm wondering. Are you sleepy too? Are you having a hard time staying awake because you're so sleepy and you just want to just, yeah. Um, it's okay. You slept for 2 days straight. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. You wanted the people on the land fight the negative forces, which is sleepy symptoms. Yeah, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not. And you feel drained of your energy. I did manage to get out of the house this morning. I went over to visit my mom. And I thought, I'm feeling fine. But the moment I sat down, I told her, I've got to get up. I've got to get moving. I can't sit down because when I sit down, I get really tired. And maybe that's what you're all finding out too. You get really tired when you sit down and you want to keep moving because you don't want to give in to that energy, even though your body may say, I'm exhausted. Your body may be saying that. You're drained for weeks with horrible, vivid dreams. The cats are acting strange. Mariana, I think Kitty's on her last few days. She barely drinks. She can barely walk now. My husband has to pick her up because her legs, she can't barely move her back legs, and he had to move this little water bowl there for her, and her face, she fell, her face laid down on the water and got all wet. That's how terrible she's feeling. He's took her up in the she shed and made a fire, and he took her up there with him so she could sit on his lap. Yeah, she's not doing good, but I told her it's okay. It is. When it's her time to go, she can go. It's all right, because she's had a full life, and we've had a full life with her too. And we don't want her to suffer, but we're not going to, my husband doesn't want to take her to the vet and have them put her to sleep. She can, just die peacefully at home, just pass into the other world peacefully. That's right. Yeah. She doesn't look like she's suffering at all. She just wants my husband to hold her, so that's what he's been doing since he's off today. He's just been holding her in his lap all day long, and up there in the she shed too. Yeah. I wouldn't want somebody to put me, if I was old and think, well, I don't want to take care of you, I'm going to stick you in a home and let you go that way. That wouldn't be very nice. And I know there's some instances where people are put in that situation and they don't want to have to do that, but they do that. And yeah, that's a whole different ball game. She started going downhill. My husband had caught the COVID. How long ago was it? It was like a couple months ago he caught it. And I think she caught it too. And because she like had thrown up and stuff. And then she went downhill since then. I think that's what happened. I told him, I think when you got sick, she got sick. And that was all she wrote. Yeah. Your energy levels are great. Yes, you got to put on that armor of God. If you believe in it, you better put it on. Put on that armor, you all. Yeah. Oh, you gotta go? Okay, Jim, honey, you have a good rest of your day. Yeah. One of your cats got it, probably so. You all hit that like button because people are feeling tired. It's not just me, and sleepy, that you can't hold your eyes open and you don't want to have to take a nap, because if you do, then there's more time that has slipped through your fingers, but you can't seem to fight it at all, really. Stress will make you feel tired. Well, I think a lot of people are not under stress. It's just something in the air. There's something in the air. Some like a frequency or something. It's like this whole entire town. Did I tell you this? Let me grab my laptop. A whole entire town in Kazakhstan. The whole town got really sleepy. The whole town, and slept for days. Let me see if I can. Let me put you up here on the ceiling. Let's put you up here. Let me type in Kazakhstan. Whole town got sleepy. Let me see this. Kazakhstan. Okay. Got sleepy. Okay, you want to see it? They called it a sleeping Kazakhstan. Look at this, you all. Mystery of Kazakhstan, sleeping sickness. They didn't solve it. They think they solved it, but they didn't. The village that fell asleep, the mystery illness perplexes Kazakhstan. A mysterious village where everyone sleeps for days. They've been struck by something. When you get struck, you fall asleep within minutes. Why did the villagers keep falling asleep? What is the truth about it? Have you all saw that? They went into a deep sleep, but they really never did. The villagers relocated. There's something under the ground. When I looked into that, underneath the ground there, they have scientific experiments. I think they have their own CERN-like thing under the ground that goes through that area and other neighboring areas, also through the Ukraine and stuff, like their own CERN facility. That was back in 1952 is when it happened. Plus, I think some kind of uranium or something. You are uranium, maybe, I don't know. But there was something that happened there. They did. Something, okay, the culprit, they say, may be Soviet era uranium, pumping out high levels of carbon monoxide poisoning. Look, emanating from they say it's emanating from something like that. But deep underground, underground, CERN facility. Let me see if I can get it there. A diffusion energy of the future. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Kazakhstan and stuff like that, the whole entire town. And it's really, I didn't know about it until somebody had mentioned it in the comment section. So there is something in the air. Something's affecting our biological bodies and our natural rhythms within our bodies. High pitch resonance for about 5 to 6 sense of something being unleashed in the atmosphere. Yeah, we must, so there's lots and lots of going on. Well, there are a lot of theories about what it is. There are, and some of those theories may be right, and perhaps all of those theories might have some truth, a little bit of truth in them too. Not saying that they don't. That is a theory, ascension theory. It's a hypothetical. It's a theory. People feel like toast. E.T., honey, let's hear your theory. Even though you say it's not a theory, you know exactly what it is. Let's hear it. We want to hear it because chances are if you're thinking something, someone else is also thinking the same thing. Yeah, let's hear it. We want to hear your reasons why you feel that if you got a theory, even though you don't believe it's a theory, if you've got a theory, if you have a thought, if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that dehydration, shadow of a doubt, what's causing all this sleepiness, you all put it in here. We already got the ascension theory. Now we got the dehydration theory. Now we got the uranium theory. Now we got the frequency theory, carbon monoxide. We got it all going on. Something's being released in the air. These are all theories. They are. We'll call it a theory just to be on the safe side. That's right. We can do it. Spraying the skies. That's right, you all. You can do it. There's something in the water. Wasn't that a movie, Something in the Water? Remember, there was like an old movie or something. I'm not going to go there either, you all. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know exactly what it is. And I really don't think anybody really does. Although they may think that they do, even though I may think, hey, I know exactly what it is. But it can't all be chalked up to one thing. It's a number of things because it's creating a number of whatever you want to call it, responses within a human being's body. Yes. Body snatcher theory. Hey, I like that. Something in the food and water supply, body snatchers, invasion of the body snatchers. That's a theory too, yeah. Some say it's from the sun. Yes, Susan, honey. So yeah, you can put your theories out here. I'm sure the Google algorithm doesn't have a problem with that at all. If we say it's a theory, because it is, it's a, we can have hypotheses. We can. You've been experiencing sleepiness a lot. And microplastics, that could be. I know that they say you don't want to heat up anything in plastics because of the chemicals and stuff associated with it. Rich to profit, honey, what did you say? Oh, you said, I thought you had a theory, rich to profit. Yeah. The thinning the herd out, Frank Cooper, yes, that's a theory too. That's right. And I just want to say that some of these theories on here, they probably have a bit of truth to them. They do. Probably all the theories on here has some truth to them, really. Um, yeah, there's probably more than, it's probably a whole bunch of combined theories that play a role in what's happening. That's right, HARP, chemtrails, 5G, that's right. Yeah, we can do it, you all. If you, are you feeling so tired because you're so sleepy you can barely stay awake? Is what I'm saying. Are you feeling it? Yeah, we don't see the sunlight often. Maybe that they have released some more fluoride on us. They could have. They could have. That's a theory. Yeah, we are safe saying it's a theory because it's we're just theorizing is what we're doing, theorizing within our own minds. That's what we can do. COVID mutations could be too. Um, oh my goodness, could you imagine if in the future people's bodies start mutating and in ways that we could never imagine. A new species is born. That wouldn't be very nice, would it? It wouldn't be. Side effects from 5G, they do have side effects. Stress is becoming overwhelming. Marlo, it is. I don't think 2023 is going to be better than 2022. That's just my theory. It is. Um, You're getting over it since the Boxing Day. Still no energy. You drink water most of the day. Even the family hands you water. Ah. So I don't know the theory. Whatever's written on your shirt, Gina. Oh, it's Deal's Gap Dragon Slayer. I think it's in North Carolina or Tennessee. It's like the tail of the dragon. It's a windy, windy, windy road where people take their motorcycles. And oh my gosh, it's bad enough being in a car, but people on their motorcycles, it's what it's called, the tail of the dragon. I think that's the same place. So this is a shirt from there. I told my husband when we went there one time, we got a cabin somewhere near there. I said, I don't ever want to come here again because the roads are way too windy, and they are extremely windy. Whew. So, they put the 5Gs, yeah, 200 feet from your house, and you've been sick ever since. Wow. Oh, an airborne bacteria. Oh, I haven't heard that theory yet. Um, been dealing with overtired. You did a UT on this place once. You did a UT. I don't know what a UT means on this place once. That doesn't make sense. Did a U-turn? Um, our DNA is becoming more light and body is okay. It's difficult. DNA and evolution. Yeah, now I can agree with that theory too. That's part of a theory. That theory's probably part of it too, you all. Let's keep going. Because if we get enough theories, I bet we can find we can find bits and pieces from each theory and we can form a picture. I'm pretty sure with all these pieces of the puzzle, all these little theory puzzle pieces, I'm sure that it could be put together to form a picture. I really am. And with this really good 7D. Yeah. This does keep happening. Let's see, the Chinese flu. That could be. That's what it was called by one person. Yeah, you are. The people are feeling very tired and they just want to go to sleep because they can't stay awake. And you got to fight it. Really, it is. You have to fight it. I was fighting it because I thought if I could just lay back in this recliner, I just close my eyes and just take a nap. And then I thought, well, I thought about it. And I thought, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to lay down on the couch. So I put my pillow on the couch and a blanket. I lasted 30 seconds. I said, I am not laying down here going to sleep and wasting my day. I'm going to get on here and ask if anyone else is feeling very sleepy, having a difficult time to stay awake. I'm going to come on here. So I didn't go to sleep. I lasted 30 seconds on the couch. Radiation makes a person tired. Yep, that's true. Um, Lithium batteries in the electronic devices. Oh, I heard that the post office was going to get, was it 600 electric vehicles now? Since you mentioned that, 600 electrical vehicles. You feel better when you go outside, Rainbow Turtle, that's right. Somebody's a birthday of a 126 of 66. It's so weird. You've been asleep for 48 hours. Wow. You're very tired and you thought it was me. Brenda, honey, no, it's not just you. It's people from, I think, all over the world. Do we have people from all over the world here? Like in different countries? I know we got some in the United States, but I'm sure we have people in different countries who are feeling like they can't stay awake because they're so sleepy. And you probably got a family to take care of or things you need to do, or you probably got a job and you can't stay awake and you're fighting it. And since you're having to fight it, the productivity, you're not being very productive because you're so exhausted. Okay, yes, Greece, we got them all over the earth. That's right, Canada. So, yes, we always, Susan, that's true. 26 chemicals in a dryer sheet. Wow, well, there's chemicals in everything. I don't know anything that doesn't have a chemical that's man-made. I really don't. Like the stain on this house. It's got chemicals in it too. Those wind chimes. I guess we would have to consume nothing but raw products. Really. You wouldn't even be able to wear your clothes. None of it. Madeira Island. What's Madeira Island? Teresa, that's a theory. It could be ascension symptoms. That's a theory too. Thank you, Alan. It's a lot of work. It took me a month to stay in this house by myself. I enjoyed it. I really did. And I kind of didn't look forward to staining the top of the house 3 times because it needed extra coating. Yeah, and this right here, to stain each pole and each spindle needed like 3 coats on it. It was, it's okay. It is. Chemtrail cataracts. Saturn runs the world. Remember, he took Jesus up on a mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. And he said, I will give you all of this if you bow down and worship me. Then he responded, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every bread that proceedeth out of the mouth of God, every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Boom. Get behind me, Satan. So I didn't know that Saturn was another name for Satan. I didn't. So that's interesting. It really is. The rings of Saturn. Take it slow. Oh my goodness gracious. We got some slow driving cars. I wonder why they're driving slow. Oh, they're probably waiting for somebody to catch up with them. 2 days ago, you was forced to change your phone to 5G. Are you talking about the fiber optics? Because I don't think fiber optics is 5G. Everything within us is changing. Movement of energy for sure. November rain. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Rayon clothes. I have no idea. So Rayon's very hard. And is rayon wrinkly, or rayon's that thing that you don't have to iron? I wouldn't know, since I wear practically the same clothes all the time, even though I have lots of clothes. Yeah. 2023, the year of communication. Frequency is everything in sound. The rest is just happened. Needs to try to stay at the highest vibration. I do agree with that, Bernice. We need to keep our vibration very high, and not to dwell on the negative of what's going on in this world that's really bad and depressing. You don't want to dwell on it. I mean, you can raise awareness to it, but once you raise awareness, let it go. Don't let it be your whole life's mission. And some people cannot stand to hear any slightest bit of negativity whatsoever. They can't. Their body can't handle it. It's not conditioned to it. Of course, if you had very negative people that you hung around with, I'm sure that by now you have distanced yourself from those who are super negative, because it just brings you down lower. I'm sure that that's what you're finding out. You had to distance yourself from negative people. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. You're going to have to create a bubble around yourself, you all. You do. Protect yourself, protect your heart, protect your space around you, and keep out low vibrations, really, or you ain't going to make it. You will not. You don't want to be around somebody fit throwing all the time and have nothing but negativeness to say, because they're going to drain your energy in an instant, and then you're really going to be sleepy, and you're going to really want to you'll really have a hard time staying awake, because then you got their energy all on you too, adding to your energy. So if you're just tuning in, having a hard time staying awake because you're so sleepy, and it was around 3 o'clock. It's always around 3 o'clock, which is really strange. 3 o'clock. Well, I've been reading Nostradamus's predictions. I don't read it all the time, but throughout the years, I've been hearing them, and they reward them to match the current predictions that are coming about. Yeah. Those ships in your video, been there for years, according to the video. I don't know what ships you're talking about. I really don't. I've recorded so many ships since 2018. I have. So I know that there are ships up in the sky. We may not be able to see them. There are ships in the clouds. And I just stepped into this arena in 2018, you all. I did, around the mid-2018. So I was not a person that would go around documenting things like this or speaking about it. I wasn't. I had a different lifestyle. Even though I still have that lifestyle, this right here has taken over around half of my spare time now. Actually, more than half, documenting. 3 a.m. You've been foggy the past week here in morning. Oh, I thought you said you've been foggy, Planet Luna. Yeah, it has. It's been foggy all around the world. And it's like the news is also, and the weather channels are saying, you know, they talk about the fog, how much visibility you're going to have with the fog and stuff. Chocolate, yes, chocolate is such a good stress reliever. It is, but it's going to put weight on you if you're not careful. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, there's a lot of changes are occurring on this earth and within people. And you may see a dividing of people taking place. It's like a thinning out, like a weeding out, like a separating from certain people from people. You may be part of that separating, and it may be your choice to separate from certain individuals in your life that may have been there for a while, for a long, long, long time, and you may find yourself being the one to make the decisions. Okay, I've got to separate. I can't do this any longer, because somehow you woke up and you realize, okay, I've got to be alert now, or something like that. Chocolate has copper. Vibrating like you're taking off. Could the earth be shifting? I've heard that too, because we feel sleepy. Very foggy the last 2 weeks in Knoxville. You used to be ophthalmologists. Flashes of light are frequent. You should visit your ophthalmologist. Well, there's a spiritual side to that too. If you see flashes of light, there is a spiritual side to it also, not just the scientific side to it. Yeah, you are. If you've finding yourself having a hard time staying awake because you're so sleepy, you're not alone, because it's happening all over the world. Metal hips are oh wow, your metal hips are aggravating you. Your body aches. Well, you all just, let's think about this. So you know how they make fun of people, how they did this tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hats. You heard it throughout the years. Oh, those tinfoil hat peoples. What if there's something really to it? What if you can put like tinfoil and or I read a mylar, you know, mylar bags and stuff like that. And the emergency blankets, you know, the real thin silvery like emergency blankets that you can cover up with. If you kind of put that over there, that acts as a Faraday cage. I read, I don't know if there's much truth to it, that it acts as like a Faraday cage to protect your brain or your cranium from certain types of frequencies. So really, they've done some studies with it. They have. So I don't think that tinfoil hat is all that like to make fun of, because I'm sure there's some kind of truth to that. Yeah. Margaret Bear, Faraday cages for all the smart meters. And what about those Fitbits? Those Fitbits are tracking everybody's body functions and stuff like that. Yeah. Lead is supposed to have poison, and lead's very, very heavy. It is, and if your skin absorbs it, that's not good at all. Yeah. The tinfoil hat and or the mylar bags. Do a Google search if you're interested in it. Can a tinfoil hat protect you against harmful frequencies? And do I also like mylar, a mylar bag, which would be like one of those, like I guess something like the emergency blanket. Do your research to see if that would, you all. It's neat to research. Your foil beanie hats. Yeah. How about doing all of your walks in foil? That'd be pretty interesting. Stay out of the fog, you all. Really, I don't want to go out in the fog. I was going to go take this pineapple upside down cake that my husband baked last night to my mother. It was around 6:30, and I told my mom, I'm going to bring it over. She said, no, it's dark outside. Don't do it. I'd rather you wait till tomorrow. I said, no, but it's nice and fresh out of the oven. And so I got in my truck, and I started to back out real slowly, and I thought, oh, I just realized my Jeep was behind me, so I slightly bumped into the bumper of my Jeep, and I pulled my truck back up. I said, well, I think that's an omen. I'm not going anywhere. I wasn't, and I didn't realize it was getting foggy out anyhow. So that's why I went over to my mother's today, because of the fog. Yeah. Yeah, don't trust it, Penny. Smartphones are listening to you. And, okay. So be careful what you say, because a bird of the air may hear what you say. Remember, there's like scriptures in the Bible about that too. because a bird of the air may overhear you, may hear what you say. You know the old saying, like a fly on the wall? Something like that. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Annie. Yeah, you'll eat some now. I hadn't had any of that cake for years. My mother used to make it. And I ate some, kind of broke my diet. Yeah, it's okay. Let them hear it. They the ones hiding. Tacos. Michelle, honey, you love tacos. Seems everything is listening nowadays. Yeah, it is. And if you remember the video that we did, yes, it was a teaching class, and it was a teaching ethics class in a hypothetical invasion of aliens, hypothetical alien invasions, a visitor from outer space, and that's what it was about. And it told the students to think about their Bill of Rights and to choose 5 of them that they would like to keep. And if they could not decide, then their new rulers, the aliens, would choose for them. And they, on the grounds of privacy, it said the aliens may not have the same idea of privacy, may not interpret privacy the way that you interpret privacy. So I'm saying that in response to the question about, privacy or listening and stuff. That's what it said in the video that I shared yesterday. It was during a live video, and it was a visitor from space, in red, a teaching course, and it matched up with the classified. You remember that HR whatever bill that said the senator was reading this bill from the floor of the, I don't know what it was, Senate floor or something, talking about otherworldly strength, these great big giant beings or whatever, flesh-eating disease and military and stuff, and underground birthing centers. And at the end of that bill, and vote on a new Bill of Rights. And yeah, that right there thing tied in with that civics class, a visitor from space, and a hypothetical alien invasion, and choosing the 5 rights from the Bill of Rights that you would like to keep, even though the aliens may not let you keep it. Yeah, you can watch that video on here if you haven't seen it. Yesterday, a bald eagle in the tree of your house. Wow. No, I don't get around on the YouTube. I really don't. Because when I'm not on here, I have tons of things I do around the house and things like that. So I don't really spend hardly any time at all. I don't. Looking at videos or things like that. I don't really get on here until it's time for me to do a YouTube video. That's when I get on here, because I've got so many other things that I'm doing. So clones are real, but not aliens. Some people would probably disagree with you. They probably would disagree. They will disagree with you. They will. Fallen angels are real. They're real. So are angels who haven't fallen. They're real too. Angelic beings, dimensional beings, interdimensional beings. Dragons are real. You could say that elementals are real. Like the elves and the shoemakers. You can say giants are real. There's all kinds of centaurs are real. Upright serpents are real. Reptilians, all of that, they're real. There's lots of real things in the world, but it's practically impossible. Have you all noticed that if you're just tuning in, you're having a hard time staying awake because you're so sleepy and you can't keep your eyes open? That's what I'm talking about. That right there. Surrender to the feminine and rest and sleep. You wish we could put the love in appeal. Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? It really would be. Critics are all of those who are the grays, and they can appear and disappear at will. Um, there's lots of theories on here as to why people are feeling so tired, so sleepy, and they can't stay awake. And just take your pick, or just combine them all together and see if it resonates with you, really. Because what resonates with one is not going to resonate with another, but it's still a theory. Uh, don't mean to invalidate any of them, really not, because in one person's eyes, their theory is validated, but in another person's eyes, it may be invalidated. So, yeah, kind of like a fine line. It really is. We're just trying to figure out what's happening in this world, trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, because everybody comes from different walks of life. We're not all from the same walk of life, and we haven't all been raised in the same circumstances, and we haven't all been raised really the same. Our lifestyles have been different too, all of it. He's an alien. If someone tells you an alien and they believe it, what if they really are? We just guess and we give a bunch of thoughts. That's exactly right, Peter, honey. That's right. Yeah. So if you're having trouble staying awake and you're so sleepy you can't barely keep your eyes open, we did a video like this last week, and I thought if I could just close my eyes. This happened around 3 o'clock, and I thought, what is going on? I am not going to go to sleep. I'm going to get on here and ask if anybody else is feeling sleepy. And yeah, and there are people who are feeling sleepy. And the skies don't help any. Our skies are all whited out, y'all. Let's see if we can see anything in the sky. This is the inverted mode, you all. The sky was really thick this morning when I visited my mother. Extremely thick. The Creator Studio has a app now for your cell phone. You can invert your images, and see, you can do like this. See, this is like this light that came down from the sky. If you've seen the light that came down from the sky with the meteorites, it looked like green, the green sky. In some instances, it had a light that came down like this. But I mean, it wasn't going back and forth, but it looked like a great big spotlight that came down from the sky first. And then a plasma ball came down. It did look like plasma energy, but it looked like a meteor thing. Came down from the sky. So, and no, I'm not a bubblehead. I'm not. I'm in my right mind. That's right, you all. Yeah. Thank you, Jen. You got in so much trouble in school because of laughing. Heather, that's funny. The Smurfs song puts you out seriously, ridiculously right. Okay, now think about the Smurfs. They had blue skin, and they were small. They were smaller than the humans. Who do you think those Smurfs represented? Who do you think they represented? What type of species? Because they probably did represent a species. Yeah, stay in the positive and block out all the you-know-what. That's right. Hello, Polly, honey, you're having coffee? That sounds pretty good right now. A nice cup of hot coffee to stay awake. Yeah. Shadow spiders, does anyone see them? I don't see them. But one time, I had a dream that on the banister going up my staircase, on the banister was like one of those cephalopods or something with like legs or something, and then it had babies. And then I woke up. I thought, oh my gosh, why did I have a dream like that? And, and every time now, if I go down that basement stairs, when I do go down and I put my hand on the rail, if I feel the slightest bit of dirt or something, I think, okay, there's some kind of an energy on here because it should be completely smooth. I go get some antibacterial wipes and I wipe down that whole entire rail because that's what it reminds me of. I think, well, there must be some kind of residual energy stuck on this banister. And I wipe it all the way down because of that dream. I don't like centipedes. I don't. In Hawaii, the centipedes were this long, this long. The universities there, if you could find a centipede that's like 7 inches long, they wanted you to bring it to the university so they could study it, and they were like that wide too. And they crawl inside your house on base housing. And one time my son had his friend over, and they were sitting on the couch, and a centipede like that, it was crawling up the side of the couch and got on his friend Neil. And oh my gosh, you all, that was terrible. You'd find dried up centipedes all along the baseboards in Hawaii. So, and they also have little, they say there's no snakes on the island, but they have worms they look like tiny snakes about like that, and they're black. And when you dig around the plants outside, there's those snakes, but they look like fishing worms, but they look like snakes. And there's lots of roaches, big roaches like this right here, that are all in the grass. You don't want to go outside in the grass in Hawaii at nighttime when the sun goes down because there's roaches out there. So after the centipede things, I'd rather, when we moved back here, I said I'd rather see a roach any day than a centipede. Because those centipedes, you creep me out, really. So, scorpions, oh my gosh, in Oklahoma. So if you're all just tuning in, I know we're talking about different subjects, but staying awake, you're having trouble staying awake because you're so sleepy. And I was going to take a nap, and I lasted 30 seconds. I said, I am not laying down on this couch and taking a nap. I'm going to get up. I'm going to hop on here. I'm going to come on to YouTube and ask anyone else if they're having trouble staying awake and if they are sleepy. And you're not alone. You're not. It's happening all over the world, and there's something going on. There's something in the air. There's lots of different theories. You can run through the comment section of this live stream, and you can see all the different theories that people have put out to what they think is occurring, and it could be more than multiple number of things that are contributing to what we are feeling and experiencing around the world. You was going to take a nap, but you had a hot flash. Brenda, honey, well, it saved you from taking a nap, right? That's exactly right. In Sweden, hello there, hi-fi, Intrius. You've been having a hard time driving. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. You are forcing yourself to stay awake because you've been sleepy. It's raining. I hear rain, but I'm not going out in it. And I also saw this study. This is now I hear the rain. I hear the rain in the woods. I can hear it. There was this town who went before this water people, and this water company had done their own samples of the rainwater, and they found all these chemicals in the rainwater, and they came before this government officials, and they said, tell us why there are all of these chemicals in the rainwater, and why aren't you addressing it? Where did these chemicals come from? That's what they told them. They did not open their mouth one single bit. They wouldn't. They can't open their mouth. Yeah. It's like that, what's the cartoon? Sulfuric acid. And remember Fern Gully, how they were cutting down the forest, and that big machine had that entity that came out, oh, I love your toxic love, and he's inhaling all that black smoke, and he's growing stronger and stronger and stronger. And he took over the machine, and he wanted to destroy the land, so the Ferngully, the little fairies and stuff, could no longer live. He wanted to destroy the old trees and everything. Yes, that's right. See, we got some raindrops down here. No, I won't drink the water from the rain at all. You have a family of geckos that live on your porch. Oh, that's so cute. That is you all, if you're just tuning in. Something's making, and they're having a hard time staying awake. Tina, I like that little emoticon. I do like it. That's pretty. Your two emoticons. Bad rain fog. I thought you said brain fog. There are a lot of people, if you find yourself struggling with your words, trying to get the right words out, you're not alone either. Because our speech is being impaired at times. Speech impairment, acid rain, rainbow turtle. Somebody's walking in the rain. And remember Prince, the Purple Rain song, and people are seeing purple skies. Yeah. See, somebody was bad and they got themselves in trouble. You go, Susan B. Honey. That's right. Happy New Year to everybody. This is the second day of the new year, is what it is. So, I think I am going to go, you all. I'm going to go in there, maybe get me a cup of hot tea with some honey. That sounds really good right now. A cup of hot tea. And I hope that if you're tired and you don't want to go to sleep, I hope you're able to have the strength to say, no, I'm not going to sleep, and you can stay up and fight back and do whatever it is you wanted to do or need to do. I hope you fight back and push back against it. Say, no, I'm not going to let that frequency take my energy away from me. I'm going to stay up, and I'm going to do what I want. You're not putting me to sleep. It's like the sleep, sleep, now they'll sleep on the Wizard of Oz. She put a spell on them with her, whatever it is she did. That's right. The gym helps you. That's right, you all. So I am going to go. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. Oh, thank you all for coming in. It's good to know that I'm not the only one feeling sleepy and drained of my energy. There's lots of people, and some people have it more than others. Thank you, Susan B. Honey. Thank you, Polly Honey. Thank you all for your comments, and you can continue to, if you watch this video, if you didn't make it to the live stream, you can put your theory in the comment section of what you think is causing people to be really tired, sleepy, and they can't stay awake. Because it's interesting to read all the different theories. I'm sure we can find something that can correspond with one or the other. Love you.